Standard Time. Come on in, come on in. I hope you had a great day. We are going to talk about advocacy. When I get my hair together, no, I was just saying it's already together. But we are going to talk about advocacy and just standing up for your kids. So if you don't know me, my name is Miss Sam. I am the owner of Taylor Active Learning Them Academy. We are an early learning and care facility located on the west side of Cleveland. We serve children ages birth to 12 years of age. We are a family environment. So I know we all come from different families. No two families are the same, but when I was coming up, family meant something. So what does that mean? That means that we care about you when you walk through that door. In the morning, we greet you, we say good morning. In the afternoon, we tell you when you leave or it's time for you to pick up your child, we tell you we hope you have a great day. If you come to our doors at a time that you normally do not come and you are in tears, we stop you, we ask you what's wrong, we give you a hug, we tell you we are here to support you and not only your child. So that's a difference. That's a difference between us and anyone else that you may come across. Like, this is who I am as a person. I'm caring, I'm compassionate, I'm considerate, and I'm loving. That's who I am, and that is what I would like for my business to represent. So why am I on here for advocating? So the topic is advocating, but I want to explain what advocating means. Advocating means specifically to stand up for someone. All right? That means that you're standing in the gap. But better yet, I'm going to give you the definition based on Google. So I'm about to look up in Google and see what does advocate mean. Okay, so advocate is a person who supports and recommends a particular cause, policy, or person, or who speaks or writes in favor of something. That's what advocate means. So in this instance, when we advocate for children, we just don't go into a situation with our emotions and our feelings. We go into a situation based on the information that has been presented to us. If we do not understand the information, we make a mental note. If we do not have a pen and paper available to write it down, we make a mental note of what they said, and then we go and we look up those words that are being spoken. What does that mean? You Googled the word. That's what it means, because you can't go into an advocacy position for a child and you have no idea what these people are talking about. And oftentimes I interact with people based on the field that I currently work in, where they want to argue back and forth with me and they have the slightest idea what I'm talking about. Or they want to tell me I'm wrong and they have the slightest idea what I'm talking about. So let me give you my credentials. I am a certified ODE and VDOE teacher. What does that mean? That means I am a certified teacher based on Ohio Department of Education and Workforce and the Virginia Department of Education and Workforce. I am a teacher who has had multiple students in my classroom who have had special needs. I am a parent before I am a teacher of children who have special needs. I have two children and they were considered special needs. My first special needs kid I had when I was in my early 20s. My second special needs kid I had when I was in my early 30s. So there is a huge age gap between both sets. I have two sets of children, I'd like to say, between my children. The first child I refused to put on an IEP. So what did that look like for me? At my house, that looked like that I actually was up all night helping my child with their homework. And I went to work. I got up the next day and I went to work. I actually did my job. We did not go to sleep in my house with my first set of kids until my child with the special needs had finished his homework and they understood their homework. That's how it was in my house. It got to a point where the teacher said, "Oh, he just all over the place, right? Your kid is all over the place. He can't." So then it became, okay, we're gonna identify him as being special need, but we're going to put him on medicine. Now, this was my decision as his parent, this because I was educated. I educated myself. I informed myself about what could be possibly wrong with my child. I used valid information. I researched the topic. I got I got advice from medical professionals that I personally called on the phone. I left voicemail messages and asked them to return my call. So if for some reason, hello Ryan, how are you? If for some reason that professional did not call me back, I then called them back to get an answer. I didn't go out and just make a blind, statement. No, I had medical doctors to substantiate me, provide me with information to ensure that my child was successful. That's what I did. I went and I asked people who had been going to conferences, doing professional development to ensure that I knew what I was talking about when I went back to the teachers. So going back to my child, I stayed up every night with my child, Monday through Thursday, ensuring that my child had their homework completed, ensuring that my child's homework was correct. And when there was an issue within the classroom, I listened to not only my child, but I listened to the advice of others, what they had to say. And I did my own research on Google. I went to valid websites. I did, it wasn't Miss Sam got her post up and she telling you about her child. No, these were trained professionals who I actually went and sought advice from to then go back to my child's school to say, I don't think that this is how we should handle this situation. Now, was my kid on an IEP? No, my first kid was not, because I mitigated all of that as a parent, because I educated myself. When people offered me advice, I wrote down their advice. Whatever they suggested, I wrote it down. I researched it. If it made sense, I did it. If it aligned with what the information I previously had researched made sense, I went ahead and moved forward. I didn't just do something because Susie told me, because this happened and they agree with that. That's not how I operated my life. And let me tell you about my children. My children went to the top schools in my county. Both of my children, that the first group of kids, they went to the best schools in the county. There is not, if I say the name of the schools, people be like, oh yeah, those are good schools. Yeah, they are. But I advocated for my children. When my children did wrong, I advocated for them as well. And what I need to see more of is people in early childhood education asking for help. There are tons of resources out here. We are here to help you. Well, I'm here to help you. I can't speak on nobody else, but I am here to help you. My staff is here to help you to ensure that your child is successful. And success looks different for every kid. We had a kid here we've had several children here who are autistic. And what I've noticed is an overarching theme with the children we have that's autistic is that the parents are tired. They're tired. And they want to push the children off on you. Well, unfortunately, these are your children. Now we're here to help you. We're here to look up every resource. We're here to give you the resource. We're here to ensure that you follow up with the resource. But what we're not going to do here at Taylor Active Learning A&M Academy is follow up on the resource for you. That's not what we're going to do. Hello, Samuel. How are you? We're not going to follow up on a resource for you. You have to follow up on a resource on your own. You have to ask intriguing questions. You have to know that whatever someone recommends, that is the best situation for your child. Is this going to work? You have to try it out. You can't be doing this today and then tomorrow you do something else. You can't do that. And if you don't understand something, you have to admit, I do not understand. Can you explain this to me? And when you go into a meeting, you have to go into the meeting wanting people to help you through this process. You want people to help you through. Hi, Layla. I'm sorry. How are you, Layla? I hope I pronounced it right. But You're gone now. So, but you have to know that we are here to help you. Everyone sitting at the table discussing your child is here to help you. If they're not there to help you with your child, you need to kindly ask them to leave the table. And it's nothing wrong with you asking someone to leave the table. But the goal of the whole meeting and everyone coming together is to ensure that your child is successful. So advocacy is simply you gathering everybody up together and saying, hey, I need help. You know, what does this look like? I need someone to show me, to be willing to be patient with me. Just like we have to be patient with your child. No two children learn alike. My second kid, who's on an IEP, when it's time to put together puzzles, that child is off the chart. That child can put together a puzzle with no help. Literally can look at they don't even look at the box. They just put the pieces together, sort them together. I've never seen anything like that. Most people who put a puzzle together, they got to look at the box, and it take them about 50 years to put the puzzle together. Not this kid of mine. This kid can put all the puzzle pieces on the floor, turn all the colors over, and put the whole puzzle together. Whereas when it's time to read, this kid can't put two. I mean, they're starting to read now, but they really, it's a skill that they're developing at 12. But their spatial recognition is high, extremely high, like off the chart high. So that goes to show you all kids are different. What they need advocacy in is reading. They don't need advocacy in math and geometry and putting things together, because the more years that I live, they're teaching kids topics younger and younger. And they're recognizing, okay, this is geometry. We're going to teach you this concept in first grade. This is a square. This is a triangle, and what have you. But we have to advocate for children from a place of, I care about you. I'm concerned about your family. How can I be of assistance? Let me call my local child care resource and referral agency. Let me ask them what resources they have. And when I ask for the resources, I actually follow up. A lot of issues we are seeing is because our parents are not investing time in their children. Are you reading to your kid at night? I had one parent here, it took her 2 years. Every day I asked her to read a book to her kid. It took her 2 years to finally sit down and read a book to a kid. And it was her kid. I even said, can you put on your phone, find a book on YouTube, and let the book read to your kid? We were already reading to the kid, but it was that parent and child connection that I was trying to establish for this family that just went right over this parent's head. You have to spend time with your kids. You have to advocate for them. We must all advocate for a kid. If we see a kid is not talking like the other kids, we have to start looking at resources. I don't know what that is. But we have to start looking at resources for the kid to ensure that that kid is successful. And we cannot place every kid in every school. We cannot send a kid to the local public school that all the other kids go to, and your child needs assistance. That's like setting your kid up for failure. If your kid hasn't been read to, they having speech issues, does this school provide reading intervention? Does this school provide a speech pathologist? Can this school give me with the resources that I need so I can get speech pathology outside of the school? Can this school provide me with the resources so I can put my child in a reading program? But a lot of these reading issues would be mitigated if we would sit down and read to our kids. Read a book. Talk about the colors in the book. I've noticed our most successful children have been the ones that have stayed here the longest in our program, and they've actually gone through our curriculum with us. We've read to them. We built a relationship with the kid because they're young. They're still learning. They're learning integrity and trust. That's what they're learning from birth to 12 years of age. Really, from birth to 5, they're learning trust. But from birth to 12, they're trying to figure out, like, Are you going to lie to me like somebody else, or are you going to tell me the truth? Are you the same person every day, or are you different? That's what they're trying to figure out with us. Like, who are you? Are you who you say you are? But we have to stand up for our children. We have to stand up for them. We have to put them in a school that will allow them to blossom into who they were destined to be. What is their purpose in their destiny? What do they like doing? Are you saying, I see you like Legos. Let me go buy you some Legos. This maybe this the only money I have, or maybe I went somewhere and they were giving away free toys and they had a Lego set. You don't have to tell them you got it for free, but here, I got this for you. Just we have to be considerate. Are we taking them to the museums that are offered in our cities for free? They offer days for city residents on certain days. This summer, I went out the country. I went to Taiwan. And this man, I may mispronounce the name, but it's Chichimi. He's from, oh man, I forgot the name of the city in Taiwan. And every citizen, and what he's done is he's bought artifacts from all over the world. And every citizen in this city, he made his museum available to them for them to go for free. And the museum is absolutely beautiful. But just imagine the impact of that. A child who's born in Taiwan, they may never go to America. They may never see a grizzly bear. And this person has said, I'm going to bring the grizzly bear to you. I'm going to bring the polar bear to you. I'm going to bring these ancient artifacts that you may never be able to see in a museum. I'm going to bring them to you. So every day you want to come here, you can come for free because I was from this city. I remember what it was like wondering what America looked like, or what Africa looked like, or what Europe looked like. And I had nothing, because I'm pretty sure this man is older. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. But in my mind, I think he's an older gentleman, because I met a gentleman when I was there who was 100 years old. So I'm thinking this man is probably like 80 or 70 years old. And just imagine, he was able to make something of himself, and then he gave back to the people of his city, the people of his community, the area he's from. And so I'm saying this to say is that we have to expose our children. We have to advocate for them. We cannot be afraid to stand up and we have to say it from a place of knowledge. Hey, I don't understand what you're saying, but I have taken notes. I have recorded our conversation. I'm going to do my research. And can I come back and have this meeting with you? Or prior to going to the meeting, can you tell me explicitly what we're discussing? Because I may not understand, but I do want to be able to come and be able to understand the conversation and how I can best serve my children so that my children can be successful. And when you can be successful for your children, you're able to be successful for someone else. Will everyone appreciate what you do? No, they won't. No, that would be foolish of you and I both to think that everybody out here in this world will appreciate everything that we do for them. But one thing I do know, based on my years of being on this earth, which are not that many, is that when you do right by people, they will always come back, even if they did you wrong. If you do right by somebody and you treat them the same way you want to be treated, with respect, you want someone to care for you, you want someone to treat you with dignity. If you do those three things, that person who maybe has lied on you, they have tried to taint your name, they will come back. They will come back, and just like the same way they embarrassed you or tried to embarrass you in front of everybody, they will apologize in front of everybody and say, you need to listen to this person. They have your best interest at hand. And that is our goal. That is the goal. That is what I opened this business for, is so that we can start building not strong children, but just children who know I was destined to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. And if this don't work out, I like this too, and I'm going to do this. And if that don't work out, I'm going to do this. Because guess what? There are several pivots in your life. If you are like an adult who really knows what they want and what they like and what they don't like, and you've been exposed to a lot of things, there's a pivot in your life. I didn't believe it at first, but then when I met a doctor who told me they used to work for IBM and they was tired of being laid off, it didn't work out, and then they became a doctor, they went to medical school, and they have a multi-million-dollar business, then I knew that there were several pivots in your life. If you research any successful person, they'll tell you they was doing this first, that didn't work out, and then they turned around 40, and then their life changed because they started doing something else. But we have to start taking ownership for ourselves. Even if your life didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to turn out, it is still your children still have opportunities. They still have a chance. They still have a chance. And you can't dislike your kid. You the one that had the kid. If you didn't want no kids, there were things you could have did to not have kids. And you should have did those. And it is not someone else's responsibility to pick up your slack. But if they do, you should be grateful and thankful that, wow, somebody took this much interest in my kid and I don't even like them. And you don't even need to say that out loud, but to yourself, like, wow, I need to get some things within my own life correct. That's what you need to say to yourself. Because the age of us not liking kids, I'm over it. I am completely over it. I am completely over it. We have to embrace our children. We have to love them. We have to treat them with respect. We have to encourage them. We have to take them places. We have to show them behaviors. We have to mimic the behaviors that we desire from the kid. But advocacy is important. We have to advocate for our children. We have to. This is not something that we just blind, like when the kid become a famous football player or a famous basketball player. Now we want to stand up there and act like we've been rooting for them since day one and you ain't been in a damn basketball game. And the only reason why you showing up now is because somebody done told you they can get some money. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right at all. You need to be in that kid's life continually. Continually. You need to always show up. I don't care how tired you get. You know how many days I done been tired? I'm talking about tired. I mean, like real tired, like so tired. All I want to do is just stay in the bed with the sheet over my head and not move. It's been a lot of days, but guess what? I still get up. I get up and I do what I say I'm going to do. I do what I say I'm going to do. I do it with my children. I do it with the children here. You cannot say you're going to do something and you're not going to do it. And when the kid is right, you stand up for the kid. You tell them you were right. And I just want to support you. Like, I want to support you. How can I help you? That's what you say. You is nothing else. Is nothing less. It's just you stand up. So we have to advocate for our kids. If we are unaware, we don't know something, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It is absolutely okay to ask for help. You know, there are people out here that are willing to help you. They don't want anything in return. You know, the fact that they're willing to help you. They're willing to walk through with you, but the frustration comes when somebody is willing to help you and you want to take advantage of that person. But the person is doing it for your kid and you don't even understand. They don't even like you. They like your kid better. They just want a brighter future for your kid. They don't want your kid to end up like you. That's the nice way of saying it, because you are messed up. And they want your kid to have a different future. And so they're advocating. They're willing to help you through the advocacy process. They're willing to help you. So I just, we got to advocate for our kids. We have to advocate for our kids. All right. I have talked enough and I'm going to let you go. All right. So you have a great day and thank you for tuning in. To everybody who tuned in, I thank you and I appreciate you. Have a great day.